Hello everyone and welcome back to the Cornea Impression. It's an exciting day. Why? Because we are looking at the brand new Range Rover Sport. The pinnacle of luxury and off-roading combined together. We're going to be taking a look at this car inside, outside. I'm going to be giving you all the information that you need to know about this car. This is a world exclusive, so you will be watching this at the time the car is launched, so making it a world premiere. For us to keep bringing you this kind of exclusive content, make sure to like, comment, share and subscribe to our channel. When Land Rover decided to design this car, they followed the three-line principle. They had three lines horizontal and they took that as their inspiration to design the car. So the silhouette is very Range Rover Sport. You can identify this car as a Range Rover Sport from anywhere. As soon as you see it, you can be sure that this is a Range Rover Sport. And they've kept the silhouette identical to the previous model. But that does not mean they haven't changed anything. This is a brand new car, externally and internally as well. So time to talk about the looks. Let's talk about the front. We get a brand new front, very similar to the Big Daddy Range Rover Vogue. You can see the new slats in the grills and the same design inspiration taken from the Range Rover Vogue as well, but it's more sportier, much more composed and much more aggressive when you look at it. And it's very long. You can see how deep it goes, how long the front end is. Now this is also because it has the dynamic pack, which is a body kit around the car, and I'll take you through that as well. Now again, coming to the front end, all the technical details, your radar, your sensors, everything is in this panel just behind these black bits. Everything else is cosmetic. You have a brand new headlight structure over here. It has 1.6 million micro mirrors that switch on and off and reflect light in multiple situations. Now, because it has such a long front end, they've actually put the LED lights right over here at the bottom. It in fact even has turn signals inside over here. So I mentioned the three lines earlier. I'll show you those three lines. One is the sloping roof line, which is giving it that aggressive and purposeful stance. Second is the window line over here. And third is obviously the base line. All these three lines, when drawn and put together, create the silhouette of the Range Rover Sport. And when you look at it, it is exactly a Sport. You can't mistake this car for anything else on the road. Also, this is the most aerodynamic Range Rover built till date. So Range Rover or Land Rover has spent a lot of time perfecting this car. Talking about the side profile, the car is much longer than before, and Range Rover has gone with the minimalist or reductive design element or theme. That means they've tried to use as much as less in the design on the exterior and the interior as possible. Try to keep it as minimalist as possible, and it's very evident, very clean, very muscular, very taut. It's like the skin has been pulled over a muscular car, and that's what the feeling this car gives me. Talking about tires, this has the 23-inch rims. You can spec it with 20, 21, 22 or 23. Obviously 23 is what gives you that purposeful and muscular stance. The car sits very low. As you can see, it sits nice and low, but that's also to do with the design element as well. If you look at the wheel to body to glass ratio, this is something Land Rover has paid a lot of attention to. Usually in gaps between the window and the doors and any other gap, you always see a strip of plastic or rubber. To avoid that, Land Rover has made sure that they have actually gone glass to glass edges, as you can see here, and at the back, making the car look even more elegant and much more futuristic. This car doesn't look like it's production ready. It looks like they took a concept car and put it on the road. That's how good the designing is. It does not look like a car that you see on the roads today. It looks very futuristic. This element of design is what makes the Range Rover Sport truly brilliant to look at. It's time to talk about the rear of the new Range Rover Sport, and a completely brand new design. There is nothing at the back that reminds me of the old Range Rover Sport from this back end. I'll take you through the changes, but showing you the three lines that we spoke about earlier. So let's start with the top. A brand new roof spoiler. Now this is the longest spoiler deployed by Range Rover ever in the history of cars. That's again a unique perspective on the car. The two antennas on top with the camera and the 5G connectivity. So we have those two on top over there, and a beautiful flushed glass layout over here. So this seamlessly combines with the side glass, making it look as if it's carved out of one piece. Brilliant designing by Range Rover here. Now talking about this badging over here, though, this has the black pack, so you can see the logo is black on black. If you don't spec the black pack, this will be in contrast, so you can see the badging, which I personally prefer. Brand new LED lights over here. Now this is called bright red. They explained to us as to how they got the light facing inwards to get the light outwards. A bit complicated for me to understand, but it's super bright. Very distinctive profile, almost like eyelids over here, and you can see the tail light getting wrapped around from the side to the back, making it very identifiable as the brand new Sport when you see it on road. So when you look at the rear profile, complete departure from the previous style language, but when you see enough of these on the road, you will be able to identify this as a Range Rover Sport and nothing else. Talking about the boot space, as usual, enough to carry whatever you want. Seats can be adjusted via these buttons over here, height adjusted as well because it has air suspension, and it flushes down all the way over here. Now if you get the V8, you're going to see quad pipes on the sides over here. Otherwise, taking inspiration from the Big Daddy Vogue, and you can see that it has an aerodynamic design down here, making sure it channels airflow smoothly around the car, underneath the car, over the car, all over the place. Time to take you through the interiors of the car. It's time to take a look at the brand new interiors of the Range Rover Sport. When you sit inside, quintessentially Range Rover, because when you sit, you get this commanding driving position with great visibility, all around visibility. Obviously you have a moon roof or panoramic roof over here which goes all the way back, so there's light coming in. You have this enormous glass house in front of you with good visibility from the side as well, and you have the giant captain seats which Range Rovers are known for. So you sit nice up high with a commanding view, a very confident position. And Range Rover has actually spent a lot of time perfecting this driving position, because no other brand kind of has this very commanding, very assertive, very confident driving position. So kudos to Range Rover for getting that done. The steering wheel is very familiar to all the current cars that are on sale from Range Rover. So you have this on the model, on the current Velar, Evoque, and all the other cars in the range. So what's new about the interiors? Well, we have the 13.1-inch floating display over here. It's curved display with haptic feedback. It's powered by the new PV Pro system, which is class. It takes a bit getting used to, but once you get used to it, it's very easy, intuitive to use. Now these dials are new. They look pretty cool. I like the graphics on these dials, the way it works, and obviously come with heated, cool seats, massage features, and all of that. This is a floating console, so there is storage space down here, as you can see here. Coming to space and build quality, excellent as usual. There's a ton of space inside to keep all the stuff. There's a refrigerator in here. As you can see, there's a brand new LED screen over here, completely flat. As you can see, there's nothing behind it. So again, new technology coming into play in this car. Range Rover has spent a lot of time coming up with materials for the new cars. This particular car has a ton of recycled material. Like this fabric is supposed to be recycled. Chair I am in looks like leather, but is actually cruelty-free man-made leather. So this is not real leather, it's actually man-made leather or man-made fabric. So a ton of fabric used in this car, and you can spec this car with leather, with fabric, recycled fabric, wool, and other materials. So the range of customization and options available by Range Rover is huge, it's phenomenal. So when you spec a car, you can truly make it your Range Rover, not anybody else's but yours. Make sure you spec your Range Rover Sport to your utmost liking. Go down to the tiniest detail, because that's the joy in buying such a car. Oh, by the way, you can even get interior trims with forged carbon fiber, wood, or just plain old piano black. Piano black is the worst. It's always boring, always gets dust and fingerprints and everything. Try to change piano black to whatever else, but yeah, the forged carbon fiber on this car looks phenomenal. The audio system on this needs a mention. It's a 20+ Meridian sound system specifically designed for this car. There's speakers in the headrest too. Now, if there is a lot of noise coming in from outside, the car can sense that and actually push an ambient noise from headrest speakers, making sure you have the quietest experience possible. And if you're in a dynamic mode, and if you spec your car with dynamic options, then the engine sound also gets pumped in from the speakers over here. Again, a lot of tech going into this car. Being a Range Rover, obviously it can go off-roading, it can go anywhere and everywhere, and then that's why you have the PB Pro system. Touch the screen and you can choose which off-roading access you want. Very simple, very easy, and the car will do your bidding. If you don't want to touch the screen, you can scroll with the knob over here and then change to whichever driving mode you want. So grass, gravel, snow, mud, ruts, weight options. By the way, the car can weigh up to 900 millimeters, which is the same as the Defender. It can also raise and adjust its height up to 135 millimeters because of the air suspension that it has. So you can change that when you drive. Obviously 3D camera, surround system, and multiple other parking aids and safety features. If you're in a tight spot, you can get out of the car and park the car via the Land Rover, Range Rover app via your phone. So in case you're in a tight parking space, the car can park itself. If you don't want to park itself, get down and park it through a mobile phone, like playing a video game. I mean, these cars are getting crazier day by day. Do I look comfortable enough to you? Well, because I am. I'm at the back seat of the Range Rover Sport, and it's a comfortable place to be in. Enough room for 3 adults. And if you don't want an intrusion, make sure you don't get your third passenger along. Tell them, go away. 2 of y'all can sit like kings. And the seats are adjustable and great visibility. The previous Range Rover Sport did have lesser visibility, but this one is brilliant. You have a big enough glass or window over here. Again, the panoramic roof extends all the way until back, so you feel nice, airy and spacious. It gives you the feel of premium luxury. Obviously, you can spec it with the infotainment or entertainment pack, your heating and ventilating options, basically your air conditioning and heating options, charging over here, and nice material. So you have the fabric over here, the forged carbon fiber, the man-made leather and recycled materials and cruelty-free materials, and all of that going on for you. Good place to be in. With any Range Rover, you want to know how it performs. Depending on which part of the world you are in, you can get this car with multiple engine options: diesel, petrol, plug-in hybrid, and in the future maybe electric vehicle as well. Let's talk about the top of the line performance car, which will be a twin turbo V8. Now this engine is derived from BMW, but Land Rover has taken that engine and completely customized it to their requirements. If I'm not mistaken, that puts out 530 horsepower and does 0 to 100 in 4.5 seconds. After that, you have the plug-in hybrid with approximately 710 kilometers of range, mated to the inline 6-cylinder engine. Now, out of that 710 kilometers of range, 113 is a complete electric range. That means you can drive 113 kilometers only on electric power alone, which is pretty cool. Now the plug-in hybrid does 0 to 100 in roughly 6.3 seconds, if I am not mistaken. But yeah, that's the approximate time. After the plug-in hybrid, we have the inline 6-cylinder petrol producing 400 horsepower, which is exactly the same on the current generation of cars. So depending on which part of the world you are in and what is your price point, you can get an engine spec that is designed for your type of driving. Because the Range Rover Sport has sport in its name, You can even get the car with a handling pack. What the handling pack does is it senses the road ahead and senses the curves and actually makes sure the car manages body roll, hunkers down better, and just gives you all of that grip required when it's needed at any given tire. This car comes with a host of performance features such as terrain response 2, which is patented and designed for off-road driving, torque vectoring, stability control, rear wheel steering, and multiple other features. So I'm sure when you push the Range Rover Sport through the bends, you will definitely be enjoying the car. All in all, the brand new Range Rover Sport packs an impressive package. It's going to give every other SUV out there a run for its money. Should you go buy one or book one? Well, we have to review it before we give you that verdict. But I'm pretty sure or very confident that if I have to spend money on buying my next SUV, this is the one. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, and you know what to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and make sure you go spec your Range Rover Sport to your liking and go book it. See you next time.